Hi, and welcome back to whatever week it is, because I honestly don't remember. I'll insert the little title frame here, but do y'all see this? I don't know if you can see that. 19 degrees. Let's do 23 miles. Alright, I'm getting my Instagram story pulled up too because I have something to say. So here we go. Getting ready to start my 23 miles this morning, 19 degrees, but I wanted to get on here on my vlog and Instagram and thank every single person who sent any advice or encouraging messages on videos or on Facebook groups that I posted to. I'm still a little nervous about this, doing this on my own, but all the encouragement is really helpful, and in reality, we're all doing this together, even though we're in different spots in America. That I can't make sense right now. I'm not thrilled that it's freezing outside, but I'm gonna get started. So I'll try to update on Instagram, but definitely be updating over the vlog. We're about 4 miles in. All right, keep going, keep moving forward. That's what I keep telling myself. .77 in. It's okay. Listened to Rise and Run. Called my sister, called my mom, called my running buddy because I had a question for her. Oh, yes, I didn't share. It's fine now, but for the first 4 hours, my tube thing was frozen. Not all the way, I was still able to drink, but yeah, we're just keep moving forward. I'm listening to, what am I listening to now? Rote Drop Radio. Oh, geez. All right. .83. Ugh. I'm ready to be done. My legs hurt. I'm walking up this incline because I just don't feel like running up it. This is hard. Backlit. 20.65. Officially crested. My longest run to date. Oh, everything below my belly button hurts really bad right now. But less than 2.5 miles is what I'm telling myself. 2.5 miles is nothing. I can do 2.5 miles. I can do it, I think. Did it. Instinct to have later after. I like to put it on when I know I'm about done. But I did it all by myself. No, I really don't hope I have to do it again by myself. But I'm too much of a social creature. Average pace is 12:14, so, you know, I was hoping
to do something a little closer to what I did for the 20 miles, but my goal for marathon distance is a 5:30, and I think that works out to about a 12:30 pace, so if I can stay under that, I'm happy with it. And I gotta walk up this really big hill to get back to my car. But so anyways, I told my mom when I talked to her one time that the first thing I want to do when I get home is go sit in that hot tub again because it felt so good after 20 miles, but I'm gonna go do that. We are going to the region cross country meet in North Carolina, so we have a 4-hour drive later today, which I was like, oh no. Today was the day I had to get this run in, so I am going to be commandeering the back seat with my legs up. I'm glad it's done. So glad it's done. And I know I just got one more not at Disney long run. I understand it'll still be painful at Disney, but I feel like it just won't be, you just won't notice it as much with all the fun stuff going on. I don't know, maybe you still will. Okay, I'll check in with you in a bit.
Almost 24 hours post 23-mile run, and I feel just about as good as I did after the 20 mile. I'm a little more sore than I was, but I'm still very much mobile, which is awesome. So now we are going to watch Region Cross Country. Very excited. Where are you going?
Let's go, Allison! Let's go, Allison! Woo! Let's go, Allison! Massive change in location. I'm actually in week 22 now. It's Monday. But I'm going to close out week 21 with our MEB lesson. I actually had a whole ton of thoughts post 23-mile run that I wanted to share, but it will honestly take up a whole video. So I'm going to use Thanksgiving week video, which will be the next one, the week that I'm currently sitting in, to talk about those thoughts. I want to get them all nice and organized. But our MEB lesson for Marathon 20, it was his 2014 New York City Marathon. And the lesson was, Mother Nature and other forces outside your control will always be a factor, but you can't let them ruin your race. And what's funny is I actually read this after I did my 23-mile run, and I was like, Mother Nature gave me 19-degree weather, yay. And so with his New York City Marathon, he placed 4th with a time of 2 hours 13 minutes. But what he was reflecting on is how windy it was, and how he saw some athletes really letting that mess with their mental game. And he referenced back to where he talked about, there's certain things you can control, certain things you can't. You just gotta roll with it and learn how to deal. I definitely learned a lot on that 23-mile run on how to deal with it being that cold. I've never ran when it's that cold before. That was a first. So I, got some good experience that day. But what I did want to share was in the controlling what you can section of this. And he referenced back to where he talked about remembering what you can and can't control. And he says, you can control how you go about running in these conditions, such as putting grip enhancers on the bottom of your shoes, or hitting the treadmill, or doing repeated loops of a well-plowed neighborhood, referring to when it snows, which, as you will see at the end of this video, why that's relevant for me this week. The other thing that was funny was when I read this, I also listened to the latest Rise and Run podcast after I did my 23-mile run, and if you've listened to it, that they actually hit on several points that I experienced during my run, like my hydration tube freezing and just dealing with cold weather running in general. But yeah, you sometimes, I mean, there's things you could control and things you can't. And I will say that that run was almost over before it started just because of how cold it was. But I'm glad that I did it. And, you know, that's one of the hardest things for me coming from Florida is knowing how to dress in cold weather, because I'm not entirely used to it, but I'm gaining more experience having to train in, you know, in these cold temperatures, which brings me to our next week. So I'm in Washington State for Thanksgiving, and we have, I don't know if you can see out there, that's snow. Yes, it is. I think the highs are in the 30s here, and we might be getting a little bit more snow while we're here, so I'm having to get a little creative with training. I'll get more into that in the next video, but yes, it's going to be an interesting week, but this is why I did the 23 miles a week early. So I will talk about all of my thoughts and all my, you know, getting creative in the next video, but I hope everyone is well and has a great Thanksgiving, because you won't see the next one until after Thanksgiving. So have a great Thanksgiving, and always remember that you are God's masterpiece. See you in week 22. Yes, week 22.